Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. Excuse me. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of Center for Spiritual Living Common Ground, formerly known as Columbia Greater Baltimore. This morning I am reading from Guiding Principles, the Spirit of Our Traditions, which is a Narcotics Anonymous publication. And I'm reading from page 221. Just as white light contains every color within it, the principle of anonymity contains every other spiritual principle. The core of our dis-ease is self-centeredness. Its opposite is freedom from self. Anonymity is so much more than not being identified by name or having no name. It means we let go of the things with which we have identified ourselves and the ways in which we expect recognition. Only when we let go of our preconceived ideas of who we should be or how we think we are perceived do we get to find out who we are. Anonymity means that we surrender to being part of something greater than ourselves. We are responsible to do the work to embrace our membership. When we allow ourselves that privilege, we never have to be alone again. Anonymity frees us to be better than we have ever been. We don't have to worry about who we are or where we fit. We can be one of many, doing our higher power's will to the best of our ability in a spirit of unity and goodwill. Now, I recognize that some people will instantly pull back because it's written by Narcotics Anonymous, and the typical reaction is, I'm not that. And I invite you to lean into the words that are written here, whether you have a substance issue or not, that perhaps self-centeredness may have at some point in your life led you to some degree of dis-ease in the world, and that you open to just taking in the words and the wisdom of what is written and consider it and where you can actually apply it to expand your spiritual practice and your experience of yourself. One of the things that Ernest Holmes says about our identities is that they're individualized on purpose to expand life's experience of life. And even along that journey, sometimes our biggest argument is that we argue for our limitations. That's just how it is. That's just how I am. Blah, none of which is true. None of which is true. We're all products of collective consciousness, years and years, hundreds of years of human thought passed on from generation to generation. And we get to free ourselves from that. We get to free ourselves from the limitations of a defined identity by a world that doesn't even know who we are. And we get to discover who we authentically are and then be that. And yes, it is a challenging journey. It's simple, but that doesn't make it easy. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it, and everybody's not doing it. The majority of people are just going along to get along. And you get to choose what you want to do. So I'm going to do this reading one more time and then take us into our 5-minute meditation practice. Just as white light contains every color within it, the principle of anonymity contains every other spiritual principle. The core of our dis-ease is self-centeredness. Its opposite is freedom from self. Anonymity is so much more than not being identified by name or having no name. It means we let go of the things with which we have identified ourselves and the ways in which we expect recognition. Only when we let go of our preconceived ideas of who we should be or how we think we are perceived do we get to find out who we are. Anonymity means that we surrender to being part of something greater than ourselves. We are responsible to do the work. When we allow ourselves that privilege, we never have to be alone again. Anonymity frees us to be better than we have ever been. We don't have to worry about who we are or where we fit. We can be one of many, doing our higher power's will to the best of our ability in a spirit of unity and goodwill. And so let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. So breathing into this moment, I recognize that there is one power, one infinite energy, one substance, whether we call it the quantum field, God, whether we call it higher power, the great mystery, no matter what we call it, it is all there is. It is that expanding everything that has no circumference, it has no limitation. And so its very center must be everywhere present. It is the eternal now. No past, no future, simply present. And so we practice being present in the presence. This one is the substance out of which all is made. And so everything formed and unformed, seen and unseen, is this one expressing itself, individualizing itself in multiplicity, yet never separate from itself. Because in the reality of one, there's no other place to separate to. And so I know that I am that in form. I know that this infinite, holy, creative process, this infinite intelligence that knows exactly what to do and how to do it and when to do it and holds all of this chaos of creation together in perfect order, that holds the cosmos in perfect order, holds me in perfect order, holds all of life in perfect order. And I know that what is true of me is true of every individualized expression of this one life. And so I claim and affirm that we are each awakening to that creative desire within us as the creative desire of life itself, of consciousness itself, individualized as each and every one. That we are so certain of our foundation that we release any idea of a limitation, any identity, that we lean into this spiritual principle of anonymity in a new way, that our only identity becomes I am. I am. That we fully recognize and lean into and embrace that we are each the I am expressing individualized. That no other identity is required. That we are free from the limitations of expectations. Free to know and be exactly what we came here to be. And so knowing that the word spoken is the word complete. Knowing that the activity of law, that doer within the creative process, that accesses everything available in infinite possibility to instantly manifest desire. I know it's already done. And so I release everything in me, around me, as me, that would impede my full experience, my full demonstration of the word spoken. I let it all go. I remove all the barriers and step into a full experience of the word made manifest as me, as each and every person. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. So it is. Namaste.